In fact, we were ranked number one in the nation among public universities for the highest average amount of gift aid and grants and scholarships awarded to our students in 2021.
Welcome everyone to Navigating Financial Aid. We're here at the beautiful campus of UC Merced, and I'm here with Dr. Ron Radney, who is the Director of Financial Aid and Scholarships here at UC Merced. Thank you for taking a few minutes.
Absolutely.
How many? 35 years?
36.
36 years. There's no one better to help educate us on one of the most complicated subjects in higher education, just navigating the space of financial aid and scholarships. But let's zoom out a little bit and let's just talk big picture. The sticker price and actual net price. Can you talk about that and the differences of that and how to navigate that space?
Sure. Let's see if we can demystify this for folks a little bit. So first off, sticker price, which we call in higher education the cost of attendance, is not the actual price that you will pay. It is based on estimates of the amount of expenses that you may incur during your enrollment here at UC Merced. It includes your tuition and fees, an estimate of your housing and food, and that is based on whether you live on campus, off campus, or with parents. It also includes an estimate of your books and supplies, an estimate of your transportation expenses, and an estimate of your miscellaneous personal living expenses. So altogether, it's a rough estimate to give you some sense of what the total expenses might be to go to school and live during the 9 months that you're here. Now, when we look at net price, that's a whole different thing. Net price is your cost of attendance minus your gift aid. So gift aid would include any grants or scholarships that you may have been awarded, and those are free, so you don't have to repay those. So when we look at net price, that is giving you some sense of what amount of expenses you may need to cover through either savings or work or student loans. So the important message I think here, Alex, for everybody is that don't base your decision on which campuses you apply to based on the sticker price. What you need to do is apply for admission and financial aid and wait until you get your financial aid offer and see what the net price is. And then compare the net price to the universities that you've applied to really see which one is the most affordable for you.
And it's such great insight on. And by the way, can I say something that's fun? You know what everyone calls Ron here? Captain Ron. How goes that? So a student is like, okay, got all that, right? Or I think I got it all. I need a little help still doing that. Is the best advice at that point is to call up someone in your office? Is there some point in that early stage to help navigate that space on an individual basis?
Yeah, absolutely. Here at UC Merced, we have what we call a Students First Center, which is a one-stop center, and we have staff who are cross-trained in financial aid, admissions, also our registrar's office, and they can answer any general questions you may have. They can answer questions about filling out the application, about how to apply for any sort of scholarships, any of that information. And if they can't answer that question, they will refer you to a home office. So if it's a financial aid question they can't answer, they will refer you to one of our financial aid specialists who can answer that question for you or help you navigate that application.
Yeah. Reach out. One of my big pieces of advice all the time is just reach out. There's nothing better than just getting an extra hand to help in this process. So, this is one of the most affordable, tuitions in the UC system, and many students here are Pell eligible. I'd love you if you could just talk about that a little bit with the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So UC Merced is one of the most diverse campuses in the UC system. So affordability-wise, I would say that our campus is more affordable than most other campuses that students apply to, and that's for a few different reasons. Number one, the state of California, if you're a resident, has a very generous state aid program, which is our Cal Grant program. They also have middle class scholarship. And then the UC system takes a very large percentage of tuition revenue and turn it back into financial aid. So they have a very robust institutional grant program here in the UC. And then lastly, I would say our socioeconomics of our students. The combination of those three is why our students are awarded so much aid. In fact, we were ranked number one in the nation among public universities for the highest average amount of gift aid and grants and scholarships awarded to our students in 2021. So
that's around. I mean, that's unbelievable. I feel like everywhere, whether it's in the episode or some of our digital series that we're doing, like there's more statistics of like top 20, top 10. It's incredible.
Number one.
That's an incredible feat. That is awesome. I got a question for you. Okay, so aside from the financial aid and the different paths there to different opportunities available, when it comes to scholarships, how does a student figure out like what scholarship is right for me, that I have a chance at winning, or what have you?
Yeah, absolutely. So at UC Merced, unlike some other campuses, we use the admissions application data to determine institutional scholarships for students who are coming into UC Merced. And then we do have a continuing student scholarship application once you are a sophomore here or junior or senior to complete for continuing scholarships. For incoming students, we take that hassle out for you. You don't have to apply for scholarships here at UC Merced. We will use your admissions data and determine your scholarship eligibility right up front.
Oh, great.
Now, I would say that we would encourage students to also look at applying for scholarships, whether it is regional scholarships or national scholarships. Also, you need to investigate the scholarship process at each university that you're applying to. Like I said, at UC Merced, we use your admissions application, but some other universities do not. They have a separate scholarship application. So you need to find out what the deadlines are, what the processes are at each of the campuses that you're applying to. And then check with if you're in high school, with your high school guidance counselor about regional scholarships as well as national scholarships. And I would really, Alex, spend my time and effort kind of in that order. I would first look at the scholarship processes at each of the campuses I was applying to first, because you're only really competing against the other incoming students that are applying for scholarships at that institution. And then regionally, you're now only competing against the students in your region, versus nationally, it's a much bigger pool.
Yeah,
so
sense.
As you're thinking about putting in your efforts into investigating scholarships, I would kind of do it in that order.
That makes a lot of sense. That's great advice. Any final thoughts or advice to students, parents, teachers, counselors out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say I have probably 7 tips for maximizing financial aid eligibility. Number 1 would be apply for admission by the deadline. In the UC system, the application period opens October 1st and ends November 30th. So make sure you get your admissions application in during that period. Partly because also, if you had applied for financial aid already, we don't load your financial aid application data into the system and determine your eligibility until you're admitted. So you have to be admitted first, right? And then secondly, apply for financial aid. You need to complete either the FAFSA, or if you're a student who lives in California and you're not eligible to complete the FAFSA, there is a California Dream application that you can complete. You need to do those by the state deadline. The state deadline is typically March 2nd of every year. This year it's been extended to April 2nd. but that's an anomaly because the FAFSA this year is late coming out. So, and each state has its own priority deadline for applications. So you need to check out the dates for priority deadline of the states of the universities you're applying to. Third is identify any special circumstances you may have. So if you have a loss of income, a recent loss of income, because the FAFSA or DREAM application asks for your prior year tax information. So for example, in 2023, it's asking for 21 tax information. So obviously your income could have changed since then. So if it has changed dramatically, there is an appeal process at the campus that you can appeal so that we could recalculate your aid based on your current income. And that may change everything for you if your income has changed dramatically. Also, if you have additional expenses above and beyond your cost of attendance, like out-of-pocket expenses for medical, dental, optical, or related to a disability, you can appeal for additional expenses. So those are special circumstances. Number 4 would be apply for scholarships. So focus on the scholarships that we just talked about, making sure that you're applying to the campus if they have an application process, regional and national scholarships. Next, let's see, 5th would be focus on net price. So don't be intimidated by the sticker price at the campuses that you're looking at. Make sure that you apply to each campus. Once you get the financial aid award letters, look at the net price and compare each campus net price that you've applied to. And that way you can kind of determine the affordability of each campus. What am I up to?
Number 6.
Number 6.
You're on 6.
So
These are great.
Number 6, I would say, is understand student loans. You may or may not need to borrow student loans. If you do need to, you need to understand the different types of student loans. There are several different types. You need to understand the terms and conditions of them. Most of that information is available on the campus website or on the federal website for federal student loans. And then lastly, number 7, is pay attention to deadlines. That's probably one of the most important ones.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the deadlines because truthfully, financial aid is a limited amount of allocation. And so those students who meet the deadlines get priority. So make sure that you meet all the deadlines, you're aware of what the deadlines are. And I think those 7 tips will help our students to maximize their financial aid eligibility.
That is 7 amazing tips. Dr. Radney, Captain Ron, thank you so much for sitting down. It's
Absolutely.
Great advice, and just want to encourage everyone out here. I mean, the College Tour, we've been having a blast here on campus. It's an amazing institution, everything you all are doing to make this incredible education affordable for students out there is nothing short than just astounding. So thank you for everything. Thanks for spending time here with the College Tour. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, look forward to seeing more more students here on campus real soon.
Come visit us.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Take care.